say they're not bad.
No. You have not driven in a Sport Cup 2 yet.
Where's the
Not bad. Value for money, they're good. The problem is the lateral side of the wall. They are soft. And the tread pattern is hard.
Are they a street tyre?
Yeah, normal. Yeah. Value for money.
I normally run like a 8009. Do you know the Yokohama 8009? Yeah, I run those.
Yeah.
I run them on the street and
far superior.
yeah, even on the street, and then I go to the track and just drop the pressures. But they're pretty good.
See, that's one of the handicaps. So here we need to use 3.5 bars of pressure to start, because otherwise it will go off the rail.
Yes.
Okay, we can go. All the way left, 60 kilometers an hour. The good thing about fading the throttle off before you initiate the braking, it will level up the car and it puts the car in a balanced weight situation. And then by applying the brake progressive, you're still covering terrain fast, compensating the fact that you didn't brake hard and aggressive but you make more of a progressive dive, and you can control how the corner is approaching to you, if you maintain or you apply more. But we should always have 80-90% of the braking pressure at the turning point, so we still have inertia to lose and we trail brake into the corner. If you lose too much, if you lose too much, you're gonna have no speed, no point of doing trail braking. You're only cornering with the grip the tire has without weight on top. So all the way left, we're alone. Okay, off the throttle, steer in, end of the turtle, then gentle throttle on the way out. Try to avoid the curbs, maximum white line because it disrupts the car. Into the curb, throttle and opens, and off the throttle and brake. Aggressive braking on the left side, less pressure on the brake so don't lose much momentum. Turn in and stay in all the way, because we need to be there. Lift to steer in, then throttle as you open away.
I will warn you, I'm used to a right-hand drive car. Obviously in Australia we drive on the right, so a little bit harder to place the car.
Off and brake. More pressure on the brakes, but here to see the apex is much better for you. In with the brakes, fading the brakes. I'm sure you're going to clip all the left apexes very well, the right ones not so much, but it's normal. Full throttle left and stay left as much as you can. 100 meters mark is your reference to lift the throttle, a bit to brake, fading the brake already. Late turn in. Here it's 90% late, okay? Brake and stay. More pressure, less pressure as you steer in. See, I see no brakes now. It means that you will carry more speed. Full throttle.
Of course, for the first lap, different story.
Don't need to brake, just fade off the throttle and steer into the curb. Then progressive throttle away out. Off the throttle, no brakes. Now light braking, brake more, and then in, fading the brake until here, like this. Full gas, all the way right. Very good. Don't need to brake. On the worst scenario, leave the bits to engage. Full throttle and opens wide right, and brake. Less pressure on the brakes, less pressure, into the end of the turn. Rotation in, throttle wide right, diagonal left to the long lap. Progressive braking in a smooth way, regressive braking as you steer. If you approach in, gravity will kill you, and then to engage it's gonna be difficult. So 2 apexes, we can ignore one, late, turn in, and then only to the last apex, off the throttle. Only steering super steady hands. Back on the throttle, forcing steering in, forcing steering more, and then open, gentle. Not to struggle steering in. First you steer in, only after you go on the throttle, because if you go on the throttle you rear you lift a bit and off the throttle, no brakes, light braking now, heavier braking, more pressure, in with the pressure, fading the pressure, back on the gas. Lift a tiny bit and engage the front, full throttle on opens, off the throttle and brake, more pressure, fading the pressure, turn in and stay in, here. That's it. Lift 5% to rotate, full throttle as you open. You never lift more. This is a very dangerous corner here. Off, light braking, more pressure, in with the pressure, fading the pressure, steering more as you have got weight, in, open steering, feed full throttle left. Full throttle left, and stay left, super late turn in, lift, light braking, and fading the brakes. In more, back on the gas and open. Progressive braking, more pressure, less pressure to the end of the turtle. tighter in, opening steering, feeling full throttle all the way left. Use the full track, we have plenty of time. If you come too soon, then you need to adjust. If you go later, you see where you are. In, more throttle and opens. Remember, you don't need to brake, just lift, light braking, heavier braking, then fading the brake until the end of the third loop. Gentle throttle, full throttle right. Super. 5% lift to engage the front of the curb, full throttle and opens all the way right. Off the throttle, then brake. More pressure, less pressure as you're steering into the corner. Super good job. Open wide right, all the way left, brake on the left side. Brake progressive here, now fade the brake into the last apex. Back on the throttle, forcing steering in, more throttle, full throttle and out. Much better like this. Please stay, lift, only steering over the crest, then force steering in, and throttle after. Same story, first you lift, then light braking, then progressive braking to hard braking, and braking. More pressure, in with the pressure, see? You're not going to go engage, because you flipped all the weight from the car.
Too much.
Okay. And brake, progressive, and regressive on the way. Tighter steering, you'll still go here too much, then you're going to cover more terrain, you need to lift, and you're not going to be able to do the corner like this, because you end up wide. It's not the
100%
track,
right. 100% right.
And brake progressive. More pressure, in, fading the pressure out. You know we had ELMS this weekend?
Yes, I was here.
Were you?
Yes,
Okay.
okay.
I was the safety car,
Ah,
but I was the observer of
Yeah.
the safety car, which is a very well-known racing driver.
okay.
Brake progressive and brake regressive. He was doing sort of descentry lines, and I was correcting him, and he was very upset.
I'm sure he was.
Yeah.
I'm sure he was.
And opens. Very good.
It's an easy mistake to make.
Yeah.
It's so easy.
There. As you don't see the entry at the corner,
Yes.
you normally, as soon as you spot it, you do early apex.
Yes.
Lift, light braking, more pressure towards the brakes, fading the pressure. And he was turning in the first corner when this one he was ending up wide as well. What are you doing? In and opens. Off the throttle first, light braking, heavier braking towards the end, less pressure as you steer. As soon as you reach opening steering, wide right, full acceleration, going to the long lap, progressive braking on the outside, progressive braking as you steer into the inside.
Wow,
Back on the throttle.
Too early then, too late.
It's a tricky corner.
It is. I've watched videos.
Lift, now brake, we go into the pits, superb job, and we just let the car slow down to go into the pits.
Yeah, I watched laps because I saw obviously people come and do this, and then they put it on YouTube and things like that. So I wanted to get
You
a
must
little
have
bit
seen
of
me there with the green helmet.
I can't remember.
Probably.
I'm not sure.
These constant height changings, they make the suspension geometry change a lot. And sometimes we think we have grip, and we don't. And the problem is with the crests, and we have crests up the hill and crests down the hill. With the crest up the hill, the car is pointing to the sky. As the front wheels go over it, the suspension decompresses fully, and the tires lose all the weight.
Yes.
And then you enforce steering in because the front is not engaging. You start to understeer.
can't.
You see
You
that
can't
is
have
not enough track. You go off the throttle as the car spins. So that's why it's kind of tricky in terms of